So most of the time, Uber and Lyft drivers are actually looking for longer rides. You actually make about 5 to 7 times more per mile than you do per minute. So you really always want your wheels moving with a passenger in the car. But there's actually some times where a bunch of short rides could actually make you more money. Harry here for the Rideshare Guy, and today I'm going to talk about the best strategies for trip incentive bonuses. So you might be wondering, what does trip incentive bonuses even mean? And really it's just a fancy way of saying that if you do X number of trips, Uber or Lyft will pay you a specific bonus. Now, Uber Quest is a good example of that, since you'll receive a trip incentive bonus there. And typically what Uber will do is they'll say, hey, if you go out and do 20 trips this week in this certain area and meet these requirements, we'll pay you $40, for example. Uber's new guaranteed earnings program for new drivers. So that's another example of a trip incentive bonus, since Uber doesn't offer real sign-up bonuses anymore. In the past, they would say, sign up, do 50 trips, you'll get a $500 bonus. Now, what they do is guaranteed earnings. And if you're a new driver, you have to sign up and they'll say, hey, go out and do 50 trips and we'll guarantee that within that 50 trips, you'll earn $500. So it's sort of like a $10 per trip guarantee, right? And so those are both examples of per trip incentive bonuses. Now, if you're out there trying to get a trip incentive bonus, in many cases, you need to complete a lot of trips in a short amount of time and maintain a high acceptance rate. So if you think about it though, you actually want to really do as many short trips as possible, since that will allow you to reach your bonus quicker, right? And that's really why so many drivers, for example, if they're on an Uber Quest, they'll go out, and normally a lot of drivers don't like accepting Uber Pool requests, but when they're on a Quest bonus, since each Uber Pool passenger counts as an individual trip, they'll go and take all those trips. So now that they can get their trip count up a lot quicker and get that bonus a lot quicker. Now, it does depend on the bonus amount though, right? If it's, let's say Uber offers you a Quest bonus of 40 trips for $40, that's only $1 per trip. And it may not really be worth it to chase a bunch of short rides or go for all those short rides, because you could easily make more by focusing on normal trips or longer trips, right? So keep that in mind. But let's say it's 40 trips and you'll get $80 for the Quest bonus. You can actually do 3 to 4 short trips per hour. And if you're getting a $2 bonus per trip and you're doing 3 to 4 hour and focusing on those short rides, that's $6 to $8 extra per hour, which is pretty huge. So that's a pretty good bonus. Now, this is especially true for the guaranteed earnings promotion, since new drivers, right, you're usually on that bonus per trip amount is going to usually be in the $5 to $10 range. And so what that means is, if it's a $5 incentive per trip, you'll say the Uber will offer you do 50 trips and will guarantee that you earn $250. That's not so great. But if they say do 50 trips and will guarantee you $500 in earnings, you actually might be able to take advantage of that and end up with a little extra cash in your pocket, right? Because that's a $10 per trip incentive. So if you can go out and do a bunch of $4 trips, you're going to be making a bonus of $5 to $6 on every single one of their trips. So you might be wondering, all right, now what are some strategies that I can use to actually go out and get these short rides? So you want to really think about it. Put yourself in the shoes, right, where kind of the opposite of what drivers are normally thinking, right? Normally I'm thinking, how can I get those long, profitable rides? We talk about the airport rides. We talk about things like that, where you're out in the suburbs and transporting people all the way into the city, for example, right? So those are really the rides you want to avoid. So think about, where do short rides happen? Where am I getting most of my minimum fares? An obvious example that I think a lot of people who have driven Friday, Saturday nights will know, that the bar hopping crowd, right? So from about, 8 to 9, a lot of people are 8 to 9, 9 to 10, people are heading out to the bars. But then once they're at the bars, they might be going from one place to the next or going short distances. So you can always position yourself in the neighborhoods, 5-10 minutes away from bars, because people probably aren't going to walk, half a mile or a mile. Instead, they'll take those rides. So you can kind of position yourself in those areas. And then, of course, from about 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., there's a lot of people going hopping from bar to bar. So that's another area, or catching the people that are going to the bars late, right? So those are some good areas where you can go and find that, right? Another thing, if you live near colleges, Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, a lot of kids start going to the bars. So that's another opportunity. So I think those are definitely some strategies you can use. Really think about, hey, I'm going to avoid those long rides. And, you can also always log off, right? If you end up in an area, let's say you're out in the suburbs and you think that, you're in a high chance that you're probably not going to get many short rides, you might get a long ride back in somewhere. You actually maybe don't want that ride, and maybe you can reposition yourself, spend 5 minutes to go reposition yourself to somewhere where it's going to be a little busier, or near a mall, near a restaurant, near a bar, where you have a better chance of getting those short rides. So obviously there's some elements of luck involved and you can't control everything, but I think if you're really thinking about it, then you can definitely have a big impact on this. So if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below or send us an email. We release new videos every single Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure you subscribe to our channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. All right, drive safe, everyone.